Gap year. Which father's house?
And let me tell you, when you go to USA and you're saying that
No,
It's building.
you don't listen.
Do you think speaking about a gap year is from a place of privilege? Like,
That's what
Definitely
I wanted to ask.
Definitely.
Because we're talking about things that you may not even be able to understand.
Before results come out, you have everything to see. Much really. You never even know plan. Well, all the plans you had before results came out were different.
Yeah, exactly. Ishaka.
Shaka.
And I was like, for the next 5 years in the village, putting it like
And you are told yourself career doing this way you want to enjoy the road.
let me check. Okay.
How do you speak on your side?
In this way,
Let
let me
him
finish.
finish.
This one.
And that comes down to the career guidance. Engineer, this engineer, that. And I will tell you, I'm making it, but he's remained on what? On the polls, and he's getting 100k here, he's suffering. But what exactly happened?
Yeah,
well,
because-
I'm going to tell you hands up. The baby so sweet. So I'm not mentioning campus. Say hands up.
Today, very day.
okay, so welcome back to Catalyst UG. It has been about, guys, I don't know, 4 months, 3 months.
Just 3 months.
3, I
Two.
think.
You know.
Enough time.
There's some new
Enough
faces, I
time.
think. People will introduce themselves.
So-
You have got back our prodigal son. You know,
He has been missing.
I think we shall allow him introduce himself, but obviously.
I think we're talking about it.
Prodigal son is crazy, man.
Yeah, but as usual, ladies first. You know.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But she's also, she's not new here.
What
So
is
I'm giving her too much
what
special
is
treatment.
So just besides my name.
What do you want to
Just
tell
do
the
it.
What do you want to tell about?
Okay.
You're already in.
Cool.
She was here advertising herself.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
Mhm.
Hi. Hello. My name is Apollo Linda Grace.
Yeah.
I'm a year 2 law student at Macquarie University. What else? I'm passionate about leadership and podcasting and media. Yeah.
These guys is a bit chance to
Great.
introduce
And
themselves.
what
Yeah,
else?
yeah,
At elevator
that's true.
pitch.
The prodigal son.
Yeah, that prodigal son.
The prodigal son. But hi guys, my name is Edubu Jadal. For those who don't know, for those who have been watching, and I wasn't available. But yeah, I'm now around. Calling the prodigal
You have to tell
son.
them where you are, you know, doing staycations.
Not really. They don't really need to know, but
Sibo is reading this one. I'm sure reading your books.
I don't need to tell them. I've just reappeared. That's all that needs to be taken into consideration.
Those who want to know, you have to reach out to me.
Where can we find you?
Okay.
The base everywhere now. But
Have you heard of this? Everywhere, like I'm outside.
But
Yeah.
yeah, welcome back to yet another season of Academy CJ, and yeah, there's more
Yeah.
in the kitchen.
Cool. After I do. Who does it? Okay, I don't know to say name, but yes, I am Manzi Warren. I think that's I don't know. What am I studying? Oh, what am I studying? That's not
student,
really.
yeah.
That's not
Something
really.
like that.
I'm a student as well. Instead of
Oh my yes,
I'm a student. I am also podcaster now apparently. So yeah.
apparently, come on, you give me.
Photographer.
Yeah.
You celebrated
What's your
when
good
you
I don't have to. I haven't yet done the class.
you even started this on Instagram page. What is Manzi?
Can you start now talking? Can you start now talking?
The first students, you said apparently your podcast.
Apparently,
So what
yeah.
are we doing?
You
here?
made 1 year.
No, like it's not yet like set in stone. I may even abandon you guys. Like I've not yet looked.
You've had him. You've
One
done-
man roll.
you've abandoned us. But anyway, guys, as you've heard, we are finally back. Season.
Yeah,
Yes.
season 2.
Sometimes I fail to keep track.
It's like season 3 for me.
Another timeline.
If you want to leave
coordinating.
us, we shall call you. Okay, sir.
But yeah, I think for those that know, for those that don't know, we're in a season where we're going back to campus. Hence, us actually being able to come back and shoot. Some people are working, some people are character development. We shall not point at those people, but
Still talking about us.
it's okay.
We're talking about our viewers.
But
Oh,
yeah.
at the end of the day, university is just around the corner for some of us. Some people don't know where you guys are going to be. And the conversation we wanted to have today really pivots off university in general, right? I was having a conversation with someone, I think a week ago, 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago, and she was talking about how she doesn't intend to do university this year. She wants to have a gap year. Which
Okay.
people do you talk to?
She's like done with this.
yeah.
Have you heard this? Have you heard this? Just say
conversation.
she wants to take a gap. Which people are those? Those sound like. That doesn't sound like my.
Yes.
And then the
bracket. Gap year.
Yeah.
Which father's house?
But we're going to see as we go on the conversation unfolds.
Continue.
And so she's talking about taking a gap year. And so when she said it at first, I had the same attitude. I was like,
You just want to take a gap
which
year?
level? No, I was like, which level of privilege is this, guys? Gap year seems weird. For Essex, we have to
Straight.
go to the university.
It's a matrix. You
It's
said,
not fixed in stone.
where? You're actually
Remember,
university.
I'm
Actually,
actually
university.
Why didn't you break
Actually,
the
university.
Listen, your results are valid for 3 years. You know that, right?
What are you
Yes,
going
your
to do?
results
What are
are
you
valid
going to
for
do
3
in
years.
those 3 years?
But actually,
What are
it's
you
not
going
set
to
in stone.
What are you going to do in those 3 years?
No, I'm not saying the 3 years you take, but that 1 year you take is the exposure you may need because you don't have enough career guidance.
Clearly, Luby is thinking
This
beyond.
is something. When you start getting such conversations that they can actually happen,
I guess you know, I
you
guess
realize
main character
those are the
development.
planned kids. We come back
So
to
when
us
you step
as-
out of the cage and you
Which
refuse
I've seen the kid.
we're in the cage.
to remain in this
In
that's
the
called
cage
the
with
crumb
us.
work, like the
Can you
crumb work,
imagine?
like the crumb work, because
But you're at university, right?
yes I am.
Don't confuse the masses.
I'm not confused.
So why
about
did you take
that.
that gap
Why
year?
did you
Because
take the gap?
they told me I didn't pass it by my parents.
The gap year thing.
Obviously not
This
like
is
that.
privilege, guys.
No.
They told them.
No.
It was a
Like, I
conversation you had.
No, I passed it by. I didn't say that we sat down. I passed it by.
You
Listen,
first told
you
them right
whispered.
away, what
I whispered and I told my mom, but I don't think my dad was in
In agreement.
an agreement, and I couldn't.
But what do people do in that place?
Mama, you take- no, you take-
Nah, I'm trying to explain. You see, when results.
Where do they find themselves? Why do they go find
Mama, hear me out.
themselves?
Hear me out. You know,
They do a
results,
pilgrimage.
you've always had this dream,
Mm-hmm.
and some people are lucky. They
Yeah.
get the results they wanted. Some people don't get the results they wanted. You understand? So now you have to change whatever you wanted to do. Other than that, if you rush, at that moment you're just trying to do what my results can give me now. And then you actually have no idea what is
So
there.
are you trying to say that everyone should
Who
take a gap?
fails?
It's
No,
no.
I'm not saying
everyone.
They're
People
saying
who
everyone who fails should first recourse their first gap year.
No,
First
get
get
my
out.
point. Get my
And
point.
Max tells
It's
you
like
where
where
you
you
start.
But like there's that,
Yeah.
and there's also when you've actually got the results and you've been your whole life you've been crying I want to do civil, but the truth is you actually don't know what civil people.
Yeah. So you're trying to say that in the gap year, it should give you take opportunities to learn more about this thing that you
What you
want
want
to
to
do
do, yes,
and
find
see
it.
if you actually want to do it.
That's what I'm trying to say.
But how does that look like in this country?
Thank you. Now the thing is, right now we are fixed on saying it cannot work.
But we know guys who have taken gap years.
You know?
You know?
Davis took a gap year.
Oh yeah.
Women
but-
really
but I
post
think
files.
no, you see that I think that's another reason we can work with. Maybe people who think they have something going. In fact, started a business and you see you're getting money.
And
Like
then
why
you
should
feel-
I?
But
Then
does
why
that
should I
mean
even
you take a
scroll
gap?
But that's why
Ah.
I took the gap year.
Does that
Yeah,
mean you
yeah,
take a
yeah.
gap?
Why did you take the gap here?
To figure, actually, as I was saying, people take this to
Find
figure things
themselves.
out.
Why do they go to find? Why do they go to find
Find
themselves?
yourself.
Is there a place
Which
where
really-
I can find myself here? Like,
No.
yes, you can't go.
But
I
when you
get
get to
that.
that point,
Yeah, I get
yes.
your point.
But I also like the point you brought that like in our country, where can you get that exposure from? And I think, because my cousin joined, he wanted to do civil, and I think my aunt phoned me in the village, I think this year.
In the
And you know
village.
what? Yeah, I went to the village for Easter. Yes. And my aunt is telling me that the son wants to do civil, but he wants to find out what actually civil is. Like, can I be able to like the opportunity of recess? Because we do more of the theory.
So what's the whole point of vacation?
Hmm?
What's the whole point of
I don't know if you
I
have
think
pressure
vacation
results.
is
You're
like
resting
so
after all the hard
relaxing.
work.
Yeah.
HSC.
But no, I also think it's just
So wait.
you not call it just an attitude, but that's how we look at work. Work is for chilling. I'm not supposed to
But
be
yes.
So,
thinking about
so that
anything
means
like
after
that.
Essex, there should be like what you're trying to say is that there should be like a 2-year period of finding oneself. But is more or less a year.
It can be 1 year, but maybe what you're trying to pursue, you can get somebody who's doing maybe in first year because he's on ground and he lets you know what's ahead. Because I think the guys in fourth year,
Yeah.
there's that he can tell you, even a person who's a civil engineer, you can maybe you have met them and you can talk to them, but they can't give you what a student can, like that relationship. I don't know if it makes sense. There's somebody can break down to you, maybe you speak slang, and it's understandable, like what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
Then again, we did resist.
Okay, you guys.
Okay.
Before this gap, year, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I
Okay,
did.
huh?
So that means essentially back should be 2 years, right? A year, first listen.
Good, you just
A
want
year
to
of
be raised.
resting,
For
and
vacation.
then the year to discover if you know
That's
this
very
is
valid.
something.
Because what are we actually
Okay,
rushing
first
for?
wait, you guys. Okay, first rerun the reason why you think a gap year is advisable.
Now let me tell you, when you go to USA and you sign up to
No, I'm
It's building.
Okay, continue.
Let it learn.
when you go to USA and you're signing up like in the university, you're given options, and within that first year, you're actually allowed to change because they know
Yeah.
at that moment you're confused.
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now. The people who are actually CHS who say if they had an
Why are you
opportunity.
coming for us?
No, I'm telling you,
That's
that's what they have
it
told
I
me.
was telling people at school of law. Some people are only in school of law because they can't do math, not because they can.
And the people
can't
who
do
are
it.
CHS who signed up and they've always wanted to do this, but when they entered and they
discovered
saw
that
what
this
was
is
there,
not-
and they were like, you know what? If I
Okay.
could,
Okay.
I'll take it back.
Okay. I mean, I don't know. There's this idea that you have to like first pause everything before you. Okay. I think my perception what I'm trying to understand that you want to take a gap so you can avoid making mistakes ahead.
Yeah.
Not necessarily. I can't say that mistakes are inevitable.
Yes.
No,
But
a
it's-
mistake in the course that you choose.
In the course
to
that
study.
you choose to take.
I think
So it's more of like an avoidance. Like I'm taking a gap year so that I discover what I actually want to study.
Mm.
sometimes it's not even about thinking of, okay, now this is also going to sound too far-fetched and so out of the books, right? But it also involves you thinking and saying, this is actually a path I want to continue down.
Yeah.
Okay, there are people that do have that privilege. Not everyone has that privilege, right? Some of us, you just have to go. They've said university, just move, you get? But the reality is that people should have the option of saying, you know what, I don't think going to CHS is going to work for me. I think I should do a vocation, I think I should do A, B, C, D.
Because my thing is that people believe that once you have to, in case you don't know where you're going, you have to first stop and wait and first figure the thing out. And that's a thing which that's an idea that I want us to not entirely believe or take up like wholesome, right? Because
Why don't you think?
Because the thing that you think that you're supposed to know everything at every single point of your life.
But something as important as a course.
You can let me tell you something. I mean, anyway, I don't know what you. Okay, I don't know about people's parents, right? But I have spoken to people, right? People's parents, even my parents exactly.
Yeah.
My mom wanted to do, I think something in like health science, right?
Yeah.
But this is what she was going to university to do, right?
Yeah.
And she went but midway she realized that's not it, and then she pivoted to business, right? But she tells you about, she's like, I don't regret that time.
Yeah.
I don't regret
Okay,
that
what
the
you're
years
trying to
I
say is
spent,
that
right?
life is large. You can always do continue to discover.
And because you're going to, let me tell you something, some people are going to sit in those gap years and still not figure anything out and still make the wrong mistake. And then like that perception that you're supposed to know everything at every single
I don't
point
think it's
in
about
your
really
life.
knowing everything. I think that's maybe where we are going wrong. You get, as I've said, you get some people are on so much pressure to apply for courses randomly just because August is coming, guys. You should have a university I've applied for and what.
Yeah.
It's not that the year may pass and you figure things out fully, right? But it's still an opportunity. You get an opportunity goes both ways. I think that's the issue. That we feel because we have taken this path, it has to take us down this direction. You could go through the gap year and come out and you haven't figured out anything.
Yeah,
that's a reality, But still, at the end of the day, you're not like the other person who's just, man, okay, now I think let me just do this because there are many people that have joined campus.
I think to counter that, it ties in closely with what Nancy was saying, and the problem with I think Gen Zs as a collective, because we're always rushing, right? So we feel like if we don't get it right the first time, we've messed up. Yet life is large, life is long, right? You could do this thing now, and then after 2 years, you do the next thing. But I feel like because we live life on a timeline, right? We're always rushing, like, okay, if I don't get it right the first time, that means I failed in life. Because we are existing, I don't know, in like, we are all in a competition, right? Because if I choose to do something, let's say after S4, I didn't decide to go to HSC, and I go to like a vocational institution. Some people would feel pressure because everyone else is on this journey. So one time going for HSC, right? As opposed to let me go to vocational, learn a skill, expose myself to several things. But because this is the path that every normal person is doing, so I think that's also a problem that we experience as Gen Zs, that we're on our own timelines, we're all fighting. Yet we could do this. Like just study this thing. If it doesn't work out, let me study the next thing. Let me study because okay, we like to say that maybe VAC is not enough to discover what you want to do, but there are some people that have known what they want to study since they were kids, and there's not everyone can know what they want, right? You just have to try. Life is also a thing of trial and error. If I study this and it's not for me, I chill and do the next thing. That's what I think.
So do you think, speaking about a gap year is from a place of privilege then?
That's what I wanted to ask. Because we're talking about things that we may not even be able to understand.
What do you mean? But also, I'm looking at it from this point of view now. I've realized that we can actually, instead of taking the gap year, we can use the vacation term to find ourselves. That's what you're looking at, right? But the issue is, at that moment, you're still fixed because results have not yet come out. What gives you the gap year is now results have come out. And they're choosing your way forward. That's the reason you're taking the gap year. Even if it makes sense. Before results come out, you have everything fixed. Much you remember. You remember even the plan. Well, the plans you had before results came out were different.
Yeah, exactly. But
when results
another
came
thing,
out,
and there's nothing wrong with making plans and then they don't work out.
yes.
And then you make
And
and then
what's
you
the
make
issue?
other
Making
plans.
a plan over
And then
the
they
gap year.
don't.
But that's what the gap year is a plan. You get because
That's what I'm trying to What's the issue? The plan is a gap year.
Privileged people.
I understand.
No.
No, I don't think it's a place of privilege. It's just that
Yes.
we don't have that
I think we
mentality.
understand. Let's first come back to the
It's
I
not
think
there.
no, we just have refused to have that mentality. You get?
Mhm.
It's like a door we have shut ourselves to.
Because
Because I know people who are
Okay, what do
clearly
people do in
privileged,
that
you
gap
get?
year?
Do you
But I
think,
have
let me
gap
ask you
year.
a question.
You
Do you
understand?
think gap year should just be an individual choice or
It's an
something that's
individual
put
choice.
on people?
It's an individual choice.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
it should be a
You
choice
can't-
that's given. Because right now it's not a choice for many people. Let's be honest.
But how does that look like practically?
Yeah, what does a gap
There are
year look
people-
like?
Yeah, because we
practically?
have people who
Okay, I
That's-
think
that's what I'm
what you
basing
need to do
on.
is you have to give. Okay.
you have to know
And-
the people. I think that's the issue that you guys don't know the people in gap year.
Hey, and now we had.
Okay,
now
now that
we
you
had-
know.
Hey.
You don't know.
We're in our own class. We should do more
But
classes.
now that you guys
Then they know
know,
that people.
Okay.
now that you guys know people that have taken gap
What's
years,
it doing?
have they, let's do like a case study ish. Have they discovered themselves enough to know what they want to study?
Many people
Yes.
are actually, yes.
Yes,
Many
I've
people
seen.
are figuring. Many people are realizing that, wait, I just did this course because now let me give an example of where we were in Budo, the way things were. We knew that the best science class was the PCM class. You get like you're doing PCM, it was an argument I had with Mr. Lubega one time when he stood up in the class and he said, everyone in the PCM class is going to be an engineer. And I told him that's not realistic. We can't be all 80 people here and you think everyone is going to be an engineer.
Yeah.
I mean, by God's grace.
You just something impossible, guys.
Let's
Can't you be ambitious?
Not realistic.
Can't you be ambitious, you
You
guys?
the African parent here.
Just
You
being
guys are-
delulu.
you
You're
can
just
be
rigid.
ambitious. Oh, yeah, that's
You're just
ambitious.
rigid.
And I
The
told
guy
him,
was just setting a goal for himself.
and I told him,
His whole class
it's,
should be
it's
engineer.
impossible. We can't. And not even just from the
Why
place
do
of.
you think he's a teacher? Cut that out.
Shots
But
fired.
Niggy, that
Those
That's
are phrases. That
but no, he said he
Wow.
chose. He said he chose because he went and did water engineering and then he came back.
Just on 20 years, but he's still able to
You
be an
see?
engineer.
But
No,
you
he's
see-
still able to be an
but we had a good
engineer.
number.
That did take a gap year.
But we had a good
Ah.
number of people in class who didn't want to do engineering.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they were there sitting in the class, but someone will tells you, I don't want to do this thing.
But because
I'm
my
only
parents-
here because my parent. In fact, if there's any other way I can break free of this, I will.
Would.
I will take it. You get.
Yeah.
And then also sometimes you do courses that have you on a collision course with certain things.
Mm.
Not like you've done PCM, man. Like
It's
you all the opportunities you put there have to be
engineering.
engineering.
Yeah, by the way, yeah.
you do, and the weights are high. You don't get engineering, your head just starts spinning. You're like,
what's plan B?
yeah.
What?
and I know someone. I will not reference the name. And for them, they have a bit of privilege. You get because they missed an opportunity here and they're going to do the opportunity in Kenya. Like, who has those opportunities?
Yeah.
You get, but the person wanted to do engineering, and the course they ended up getting was psychology.
Make it make sense.
You get.
Mm.
And the person was like, how am I supposed to move forward from this? Because it's not something, first of all, it's not something he wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's one. Even his parents were like, we're not going to take you to the psychology. Like,
Okay, I think I
All
want to
that.
touch on an
But
important
again,
point.
we're going to talk about. I feel like this back. We're going to. I'm going to.
Mm.
I'm going to allow it. Sorry, I'm going to go. I think I'm going to go back and forth this gap year thing. Maybe my final 2 cents on it are like, you can actually, you can. Okay, you can take. I'm not saying you can't take it, right?
Mm.
But I'm saying, is it? First of all, is it feasible in
In this country.
Uganda,
Yes.
right?
Mm.
because we're seeing people doing it.
That's why I told
No,
you.
you finish. I'll tell you.
But then also, is there a better alternative other than taking it? If vis-a-vis that you can go and do something.
Yeah.
You not even imagine how you may be given to your parents can even force you to go and do it. And you're like, okay, let me just go and do it. And then somehow you just figure things out. Right? Rather than taking a whole year figuring yourself out, and then there's not even a guarantee that you may actually figure yourself out. You may find a solution and also take it and then also figure it.
Mm.
I'm not saying agape is
Yes,
Just
yes.
say-
Mm.
if it's also like
Yeah,
it's
no.
not really the best
I
case
think Edu wants to say
scenario.
something here.
But I didn't want to say something.
But if I remember what Eric was talking about, like you gave a case scenario like engineering class and not everyone wants to be an engineer. But I think we're going to have a conversation on career guidance, right? But I just wanted to touch a little bit on this. I think whether or not we do career guidance properly, I think I was having a conversation with you. There's just not a variety of courses within this country for people to pick from. So most times we find ourselves squeezed to pick the course that's described as prestigious, the course that's described as, okay, this is the journey that you're supposed to take if you're studying a particular thing. That's why you'd find people that are doing PCM or PIM, it's sort of, set in stone for you, you're going to do engineering. People that are doing, there's not a wide variety, right, of courses. Even if you have particular interests and certain
Wait,
things.
which courses are not there?
Okay, they're there, but
They're
she's saying
there,
they're not
but-
acknowledged.
Not necessarily acknowledged, but okay, let me give you an example that I was
Yeah.
giving Baroque sometime.
Yeah.
There's I think I saw one of a Kenyan influencer advertising an app, and on that app you sort of answer questions and they find out what your interests are,
Yeah.
and then there's a particular course for you
Yeah.
that suits your interests.
Yeah.
But if let's say we do that in Uganda, right, and you have you figure out what your interests are, there are no courses that fit people's particular interests. So they find themselves taking particular. For instance, let me give you an example. Journalism.
Okay, journalism.
Even influencing.
Mhm.
There's nothing that someone can study to become
What
an
do you
influencer.
mean?
So they feel compelled
Really?
to study. Yeah. Okay, for instance, what?
What is what's actually is influencing, right? Think out the science behind the influencing. That's what you study. If you study, that means I think most likely.
That means you go into
Trains.
what exactly do people study to become influencers in this country?
Plus, you have to learn how the algorithm works.
No, guys.
Okay,
Let's
I
back
think-
look.
What do you mean? You were the first one to go to the
What I'm
algorithm.
trying
No,
to say.
guys.
What I'm trying to
What
say.
am I going to first one to go to the
What
But
algorithm?
you know, guys.
I'm trying to
By the way, also because we're changing the narrative, guys.
And you have to have a
The what? Do we have to go to university?
To become an influencer.
No. Do we have to?
Generally, as a concept,
As a concept,
is university a
Is
must?
it a must?
For
So
some,
I feel like that's the other
No,
thing
I
that
don't
you
think,
guys.
actually, no, I don't think.
In Uganda, is it a
Whoa,
must?
whoa, whoa, whoa.
No, okay.
There's some jobs you won't sign up for. Trust me, unless
You
you're
don't need
CEO.
Yeah, of course, but
It's a
No, like,
you
qualification.
don't have to.
you
It's
need.
an
That's like-
important
that's-
qualification,
that's-
but you don't have to.
Do you think it's the
That's
way we're
the
talking about
point.
the gap year? Like not talking about university, it's from a place of
Now
privilege.
now in terms of something, university, and now in the university conversation is kind of broad because someone can only go to university because of the
Let's
fact.
put the concept of not having money aside. We're talking about it as a choice. You get is university a must?
University must as like
Because if it's about money, right from secondary, there are people who couldn't get, for example,
Yeah.
afford the
so
money.
saying
to
if the
go to
money is
secondary
around,
school.
is
Like,
All
university-
factors
University,
remaining constant.
yeah,
You can afford
university, a must.
university, you can.
I think these parents are becoming more understanding.
No,
To you,
outside,
is it a
outside,
must?
outside all of those.
Let's also
I feel
speak
like
to
a
the
gap year
parents.
between a gap year and the university, not going to the university is much more palatable than a gap year.
Interesting.
But anyway, not
What do you
even
think
that.
though?
No,
Do you think it's a
what?
must to
Before
go to
you guys make me lose my train of thought, she was saying something about the courses not being available, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything that you can want to be that you cannot find
There are
the
no courses
material,
that
the course material to actually study.
That's the truth.
That's the
Even if it's not the
thing.
university,
Same
there is
Uganda.
internet.
That's the
Can you go
thing.
There
to
is all
classes?
these different
That's the
things.
What do you
thing.
want?
Yeah.
Because you
Apart from
access other
university,
avenues that are not university. Do you get?
Yeah.
Engineering,
So,
aeronautical.
Okay,
Sorry.
who qualifies you to practice that thing?
Who qualifies you? And that's the thing. Okay.
That's the other thing.
Now that's-
Because now if you don't study it from a
Recognized institution.
can you for instance, now if let's say I want to become a lawyer.
No, yeah, you know where we're
No, let's say I want to become a lawyer, but
What else?
there's so many things, there's material that I can access on YouTube, right? And I
Mhm.
study to become a lawyer.
Even
Even
why
without
are you,
going
why
to-
are you on YouTube if you want to be a lawyer?
There are people that haven't been to university but they're teaching themselves.
Yeah, I know.
On the
I
internet.
yes, I know that's possible. But like, if you have the opportunity to go to the university, why are you studying law on YouTube?
No, that's
I'm talking about
that's
courses which are
outside.
not at the university. Study on YouTube and Google.
Like what? Okay, now you make me question.
Next time you think twice.
Continue.
No, but for real. But for
Last
real.
coming to my train of thought, you was talking about people having the gap year
Yeah.
and then the university thing. And when you say probably some guys can realize themselves, oh, you can try this thing of school and you can work it out. But looking at somebody who's on private, we're looking at the consumption of money that's happening of you being at school and you staying at home.
I've just given my dad the shopping list. It looks crazy.
So that's what I'm looking at. That's the first thing. And secondly, that moment whereby you've actually, okay, let's say the results are not that good, you can't get a course that is quite up. You're realizing that, and you find yourself. Let's also look at the course you're getting. It's like a 4-year course, because that's a long period of time.
But you can do so many things apart from just that course.
And why did I just take my gap here? Because if I'm doing the course,
No, the thing is that
like 4 years, because remember there's money, there's the stress from the course. Maybe I don't even want to do this course. I'm just trying to find myself in a course. I'm just escorting the people who are learning.
Let me tell you guys. Okay,
That course.
I don't know. It's about. Okay, I think it might be the issue stems from career guidance, right? And being a little bit.
Who's to blame
What
for
would
that?
you say?
Because let me tell you something. There is this whole. It's a little bit.
It's lucky.
Never get someone to
in
blame.
Uganda
Who's
is
to
Let
lucky.
me tell you something.
The career guidance
Before
in Uganda is
before we reach there, because
Because we
the
were
other thing
all
that
here,
the
all
other
here with career
other thing
guidance.
the other thing I don't appreciate
School
is
gave us career guidance.
Fine.
The one
If I take back the conversation to gap year or any other, okay, even what you're talking about university, the only thing I don't appreciate for these kinds of nuanced concepts, right,
Yeah.
is because
Yeah,
they are,
yeah.
because they're being guided by, okay, we're being a little bit too idealistic and not realistic, right? So you're realizing that you're not taking a course because you don't like. Some people don't even take a course just because it's in a like. Okay, let me use myself as an example, right? One of the reasons I didn't do medicine at KIU, right, is that it was too far.
Okay, you medicine is in Kapushini.
Shaka.
And I was like, for the next 5 years in the village, no, that can't be, right? Now, obviously, there are other factors. There are other factors.
In your village, you can just.
There are other factors. There are other factors you can consider. But that was one of my my thought processes.
Can
Right?
I ask, so did you really want to do medicine?
No, that's not another conversation altogether. That's another conversation altogether.
So what point are you
We
bringing
shall.
up?
What
Because we're
I'm
talking
trying
about
to
career
the
guidance.
point I'm trying to bring out is that some people make decisions based on such thought processes, right? So I'm not trying to
As
do the
opposed
fact,
to?
as opposed to actually
That's why I asked you
being a little bit realistic, right?
Who's to blame for that?
So that's the problem. We're supposed to blame. We're not going to. We're going to.
Let me tell you, by the way,
You're stressing
in
your
this thing,
brain
there has
out.
to be
You finding the blame will not solve the problem.
No,
right?
that's how we
But
begin.
you
will not solve the
That's
problem.
That's finding the solution.
We can
Yes.
that's
how we
why
find
we
the
find
solution.
the problem is.
And that's why I
Your
believe.
His Excellency. But you're not going to.
That's why I believe, as I do, they say that we're given career guidance. But I can tell you for a fact that there are people who are always offering career guidance if we sought. And I think that's another thing.
Yeah.
Many people don't seek career guidance.
So it's the people.
Okay,
I think-
the problem.
Yes,
Okay.
I have to agree
You've
with
also
that.
said that
People don't seek career
everyone here said that
guidance.
there's a problem with the career guidance. So what exactly is
Is the
wrong
problem?
with the
People do
career
not
guidance?
seek it.
No, besides them seeking it.
I think.
We can't first start by washing
I
our
think-
hands.
So
I
you
think-
said that there's a problem with the career guidance. So
I
what's
think,
the
yeah.
problem with the career guidance? That's
Okay.
not helping people.
No, I don't think
pick.
the problem.
The problem-
Personally, I don't think the problem is career guidance. I think it's the fact that many people don't
think it
actually
is.
seek it.
I think it
Yes.
is. Because let me tell you something. Okay, before you,
Uh-huh.
because you're going to speak a lot of things.
Mhm.
In high school, you could count the number of professions that you could be.
Did you seek career
That's what I was
guidance?
telling you.
You could count them.
The
And they'll tell you,
options
and they'll tell you, let me say something. Let me say something. And you can seek career guidance. You can be like, this is what I.
But did you seek it?
Let
Let's start there.
it
Yeah, no problem.
Let it cook.
Yes,
And then-
then you. Oh, what
Right?
is cooked?
Because even if like, how can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Even if you cannot have all the students cannot find themselves in the career guidance office seeking, right? Because even okay, you have to be able to make because these are students.
That's
right?
what it is.
These are students. No, these are students.
But I think-
The thing at your age right now, you the rock that is
Sought
this
career
age
guidance.
would have sought career guidance.
I sought career
That-
guidance.
Are you the rock?
Are you the rock, Timothy?
And he has told you so career guidance where you want to are you the rock?
Let me tell. Okay.
How you speak on your side?
And
that's
that's
why-
why.
that's
Let him finish. Let him finish.
This bad.
Let me come
I
to
do
this.
be.
And that's why I told you the issue is that people are not seeking.
This is the thing,
And okay, let me.
You cannot blame. You cannot blame. You cannot say that everyone else is bad and no.
Because the reason I'm saying that is because you see, and now that's why I told you.
These are teenagers. They can't even think about.
I told you that's why we need.
We need to speak of I. Because
Yeah.
when you said we,
That's why I think that the issue is that's why I kept telling you who is to blame. You get? Because if you say that I'm not to blame, there has to be someone to blame. Otherwise, we're just going to keep saying there's a problem.
So you're saying
there's
we
a
are the
problem.
problem.
So
And
you're
we
even
as
saying
the
everyone.
people-
Okay, we.
And
The
we-
blame is shared.
There is
As the people that should
The
benefit
blame
from
is shared.
career guidance,
Now,
we
It can't
are
be
the
one person.
The reason I'm saying that
I'm
is because
confused.
also we go to study from privilege. That's for a fact.
Okay.
You get? I'm basing on the atmosphere we're in.
From
We
privilege.
studied from a school where there were people that were willing to give you the career
Some people
guidance.
don't have.
Like
You
who?
get? Stanmore was there.
Do you think
And you talked about careers, right?
Yeah.
I have a book that he gave me that is filled with careers that you can pursue as a Ugandan. You get? That's what I'm telling you that.
So do
It
you
was-
think
it was
What
seeking-
careers were those?
Can I ask
I'll
you a
give you the
question?
book.
No, I actually want to understand, right?
Huh?
Do you think seeking, right, is enough?
I think it's a
can
step.
seek,
It's the
right?
first
I can
step you
seek,
make.
but I'm not guided appropriately.
It's the first step you make. Because when you don't know something, you ought to ask, right?
Yes.
When you're in a class, that's why me I was able. Okay, I don't keep using this
Okay,
example,
I think we
but that's why I was able to stand up and oppose the teacher and say, we don't want to do what you're.
engineers.
Engineers,
So
you
they
get.
Okay,
fixed
that's
it
the
into our
thing.
mind.
What I'm trying, I want us to build,
Yeah.
right, so that we understand each other properly. You're saying that the problem is we're not seeking career.
That's the
guidance.
first step. We're not
Now,
doing the first step.
First
now I
of
say-
all, what
Yeah.
does seeking look like? Asking teachers, asking reading books. Is that what you're trying to say?
In school, that's what you have.
But when
Right?
it comes to think of it,
Let me tell
when
you
you're
something.
posed-
Between that course, that
Mr.
that
Big, I'm
that
saying the
study
university
learned in high
engineers,
school.
you saw it,
Just career
but it was
guidance.
rigid and it didn't
To me,
allow
I
it.
feel like
You have a
At
time.
least
I
you've
want to
done that.
understand.
You get. You're getting out to
Say
see.
something.
You understand? Because if you don't know, for example, I think how we're all in PCM.
Yeah.
Even in A, remember when Camille
No,
said you
let's-
cannot do it?
Uh-huh.
PCM.
Now let us start from O level, right?
Yeah.
O level. Now, what did Mr. Kamiya say?
Said,
Our stream, right? He
Yeah,
said,
yeah, I don't know
our
the
stream, you
name.
can't be here and you're doing arts.
Arts.
He said it very. I was like, what do you mean we're here and we can't
Yeah, I
be doing
remember.
and we can't be doing arts? You get? Now that causes you to start thinking. You get?
Now,
Like, what do they
continue,
mean? Because
continue.
like the career I wanted to
Continue.
pursue,
Mm.
the president outrightly came out and said, we don't need you guys in the country. We're looking for guys who do sciences. You get? That just makes you start thinking like, wait, I'm pursuing something and they're saying that
it's not
we're
necessary.
not supposed to be doing this thing, you get? So you have to actually ask people around you, like, do you have elder siblings who have taken that path? Have you actually taken time for your
No, I
understanding?
see.
Firstborn, I understand, you get? Like, but have you,
There's no
Just
career
some-
guidance.
have you taken time? But let's first answer this question. Have you sought career guidance?
My mom did the different opportunities. I also did what I could. But what I'm trying to do, even if I've sought all the career guidance I can,
Uh-huh.
presenting it before so your parents also and the situation that you're supposed
But
to
you have what to?
to what?
Present.
Yes,
you get?
yes, you're going to present, but when your parent is rigid, that's why I said I passed it by to take a gap year.
You've mentioned so many important things. Talk about your teacher who downplayed, who ridiculed your
Mhm.
career. Talk about the president who has mentioned, not the mentioned, already said that we don't need you, Guinea. We don't need you guys. I let me tell you something.
That's what they say. You don't need to guys.
We don't need you guys.
That's what they say.
I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, okay.
But-
You just have to say that.
And this not being said. Now, Larok Timothy may be a special kind of breed, right?
Just refusing to
He was what? No. Let me tell you something. The thing is that you're trying to make everyone have the same aggression that you have, which will not be the same thing. Which will not be the case. I'm talking about the normal average student who's being told, we're just still in the same class with the rock, and they're being told that you cannot leave and you do a science course.
Yeah.
So you want to tell me that students I want to blame after their grades have already been cancelled. They want to be they want to be a fashion designer. They're already being told. Actually, even in fashion, that's a thing, right? As a fashion designer, what commission do you take in A for the fashion designer?
That's the point I was trying to make earlier.
Because let me tell you something. You see that the buffet that's being laid before you, it's still limited. Because as a fashion designer, what are you doing? Why are you doing history? Why are you doing
No.
economics maybe?
Isn't that what I said?
Why are you doing
earlier?
mathematics?
And you opposed
And you
but, like,
opposed it.
I
Let's
opposed
Yes.
You're saying so much. You're saying,
I'm
eh?
saying-
You
You're saying so much, but
Yes.
That was
You
university,
didn't
It's
right?
so much, but
It's
it's
the
okay.
same
Not
thing.
about university.
Yeah, because what do you study at the university to become a fashion designer?
But there's thingy, and there are courses there.
No.
Then you leave the
That's
university and you do
exactly-
something
that's
and you do
exactly
something.
what I was
That's why I
talking
think
about.
that.
That we can guide people,
Mm.
right? That okay, go after this, go after that. But even when they come into that scope, like let's say now you join university. Wait.
Okay, that's cool.
So
So,
let's go.
Pause for
Right, yes.
Yeah.
okay, guys,
Okay.
things got a bit heated.
Okay.
So
We
let's
took a break.
Let's take a break,
We
right?
took a break.
Yeah. But I think from the conversation as we come to an end, I know, right? We've just had a break, we're coming to an end. But then, but then I think something maybe we should tackle in this whole conversation. Because as much as we wanted maybe it to be an episode for the guys just coming to university, guys, we're just here to listen, speak like
Right?
it.
Do you
We
know
know the ins and
we
outs.
don't have a master's degree in these things.
Yeah, and I think something that was mentioned also that was quite important. There was that argument about us pursuing a passion and us pursuing things that are going to actually put food on the table, guys. And maybe that's what's going to lead us to the end of the conversation. As we're doing university, guys, right now,
Yeah.
are we doing it for passion's sake? Are we doing it because, as someone said, this is the stage of life we have to be in, so let's do university,
Yeah.
right? Do we actually see where we are going, or we are freestyling it? And guys, these things happen. We shall figure things out. Maybe we shall also start. This is mini doing music, left, right, center. So maybe I just wanted to throw the conversation for us. I don't know what to do. The dude is giving me an eye.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to go first? Ladies first. Okay. So I think I don't know. Can we just appreciate the fact that it's okay not to have
It all figured out.
not to have like a whole plan, right?
Yeah.
I think personally now, like me, I'm a planner, so I appreciate and I really want to be able to work at something, knowing that 2 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road, it's going to amount to something.
Yeah.
But we talk about passion versus what? Versus you know about
So
passion?
we are putting. There's this way we usually put passion against
Money.
actually
Something
getting
that
the
gives
Against
you
like okay, like let's say passion against like realistic.
as if
what can be a-
It's not realistic.
Yeah.
Come on.
Passion against is it
That's
passion?
money.
The debate is
Because
passion against.
I think that's
money.
also the issue because we're not necessarily sure what passion is fighting. Because people will say, guys, we can actually make money from
your
passion.
passion.
Maybe it just takes a longer time, right?
Yeah.
So maybe there's the idea that.
Depending on what.
So maybe
someone's
we're going to
passion
get it from what we said or said. The idea that there is passion, and then there's the reality that sometimes guys, we may not start with passion,
is. Yeah.
but we need a foundation
Yeah.
that can maybe allow us pursue our passion later on, or we may not even have the chance, right,
Yeah.
to pursue the passion. I think we're talking about it also the fact that there are people who maybe wanted to do, is it called aeronautics?
Aeronautical engineering.
Yeah, but it's not there in Uganda.
Yeah.
Some people, I know people who have been forced to do maybe mechanical, and then they tell them you first so many things.
Yeah.
So it's, as you could say, a clash with reality, something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so personally, I believe like you look at I don't tell someone to go for their passion because people have cards that have been dealt with, right? So that may not be realistic and feasible for someone's reality, right? But I also don't want to tell someone that they cannot do what they want to do, right? Because I think we all have different lives and we all live different. We have different realities. But what I can say is, it's okay not to have it figured out.
Yeah.
It's okay not to have. It's okay even to make a mistake, right? Because I think we're looking at how can I make the best possible choice that has been taken from. Should I go through the passion route? Should I really chase this thing with a passion and really see how where it takes me? You can chase a passion, then you lose the passion.
And then
That's
you lose.
that was something I was asking people about.
Yeah.
He was telling me that
Everything he does.
he's passionate about it, right? I was like, because me personally, I've done things that
That you're not
I was
passionate about.
that I was passionate about.
And then
The
lost.
passion died.
Yeah.
I also thought I would be a
Yeah.
I didn't think I would be a singer, but I thought I would have that. I could be that.
That's crazy.
Okay. Once upon a time, you have asked me what's my passion. I was like, I can be an actor,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Guys, give me my talent. These are not supposed you should be
You
around.
have your files.
When
man,
you have
it's
your
okay.
passion, but you have to be able to sit down and think about what you're being dealt with, right?
Yeah.
And evaluate the cost. But I think also exposure really helps,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because exposure may be a thing that may be the difference between you knowing whether you can do something or not, right? You can think in your small world, you can think that you cannot do something, and you're exposed to by the way, it's actually possible, and I can actually do this and this and this and this, and actually make it work. So I think before you make the decision between passion and reality, try as much as possible to be exposed.
So,
Really, if it's your passion, right? If you want to be a musician, before you listen to people who are doing 9 to 5 jobs telling you how you can become a musician, doing whatever they're doing and telling you how you cannot be this. Speak to a musician. You go and look for Joshua. Go and look for Joshua Baraka. Okay, you may not find Joshua Baraka, right?
Yeah.
But you can find them.
Yeah.
You can find the musicians. You can look for them and
You can find it.
you go and stand at Swang's Avenue's gate and be like, I want to speak to
You
Benson.
can find it.
Hey, you can even go to a Tanya.
After dating, you can find it.
That one you can find on the street, right?
No. You know where you can find it.
You can find out behind the DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the whole point is that expose yourself. I think that's the best advice I can give you. Can't you follow your passion? Because that can also you can follow your passion and you can feel.
I think my opinion is not that different from what Manzi has said, but I also think I like to say to my friends that life is not linear. Like life is not just one direction or one path. Yeah, it's multi-dimensional. Like you can do so many different things at different times. So people you can pursue your passion while you also try to do something that makes you try to do something that makes you money, right? Or try to first build a solid foundation, then you go and do something that that's.
Can you give vivid examples?
Okay, for instance, I'll give myself as an example. I think should I?
So
I think for me, making it out big, for instance, in a space like media, you need to really start from, somewhere. But like, do you remember? I think I am in various ways. Like, I might not talk about.
Let's hold up. You think you are, or you are pursuing?
You are.
I am. It's just not something that.
How do you guys?
You remember that conversation that it was like a whole social media thing where Ashila came out and said NTV pays you 50,000.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
So
So it sort of exposed that in this space that everyone. No, it sort of exposed that they don't pay you as much as you think, regardless of
you
the
can
fact
be
that
big, but they're paying you.
they're paying you really, very little money, yet you're putting in everything. So I think it's okay for people to do multiple things at once. I can pursue. It might be really hard, but if you're passionate about something, you should remain passionate about that thing. But also something that Manzi said that's also very important is that you can run out of
Passion.
maybe that not getting your money's worth can drain you. And be like, why should I fight as hard for this thing that's not giving me the returns that I want? And it's okay to let it go, right? I think it goes back to the fact that life is not linear. I could like something now, I don't like it in the future. It could be so many
You can
things.
die on that hill of your dream.
And that's also okay, right? And there are people that who continue, like you continue to wait for you to, keep climbing the ladder so that you also reach in the leagues of the media personalities that are paid, a lot of money. So I think something that I think Gen Z should adopt is patience. I think we
should adopt.
Yeah, as Gen Zs, I think we expect so much from the beginning, right? We expect so much, yet we are just building a foundation.
What causes that?
I think we are timelines that we set. Yeah, you look at. I think a big problem that we face is social media. Like you look at people that have made it big, but you don't know where they started from, right? You
look at the
let me give you an
results of the
example.
process,
You know Ebuka Obiochendu? He hosts the Big Brother Niger show. But if you hear where he started from, right? He used to just write columns in a newspaper and barely earn anything, right? But now you see him earning really big, taking pictures with all the big dogs, billionaires, and all of that. And young people think that, okay, I want that now. Do you get what I mean? But they're not ready.
See the future happening.
Exactly.
Out
But
to
those kinds of things could take people 10 years to sort of do. But we don't have that kind of patience as Gen Zs. And I think that's something that we need to adopt. We need to adopt a mentality that's like, okay, I can sit, the long walk. Yeah. But we don't have that. We want everything immediately now.
But do you think also the people who are out there, or maybe these guys don't inquire, or they don't show people that we have been?
I think sometimes they do,
Sometimes.
but we
you don't hear those stories. You yourself
hear
you
them
don't care
enough.
about those stories until the person is big.
comes out and says, oh, this is.
You didn't care about Joshua Baraka when he was not Joshua Baraka. That guy was posting stuff, but no one was hearing before he became who he was.
Yeah, I think.
I know we're using Joshua Baraka a lot. I think we're going to be promoting this
Or
Free tickets. He has a concert.
He has a concert in 28.
for consider us myself.
But I think also, even though they talk about them, we want to believe that we are the exception. We don't have to go through that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll be like, no, me it will be easy for me.
I'll
too
be the
easy for me.
success
I'll be
story.
the success story that just got it on the first try.
Okay.
Yet, if we look at the track record of all the people that have made it big, all of them have the long game sort of story. So I think young people need to develop patience, and they need to even when it comes to building wealth. Like when we hear about like the extremely wealthy people, right? Africa's wealthiest people, the wealthiest people in the world, the long game, but we don't want that. So those
I
are my
think
two
also
cents.
it comes down to people, because I realize people don't want to show efforts going to waste. I don't know if it makes sense. When people are
Yeah.
working, they are really afraid of showing the hard work. They want to
Yeah.
show you that I was cheap. Yeah, I've seen it. Even at school, people didn't want to see that I was reading.
Yeah,
No, I didn't read. I didn't wake up at 2. I didn't. But actually, people put in the hard work.
yeah.
I realized along the way. And I don't know why people don't want to show people that it's actually the hard work. There's the greed. There's the discipline in getting these results. Not that.
I think it's also something that I was talking about with Morocco. Something
Should be
content, a content shift that we need, like for people to start showing us more of that, so that it was a
It's
different.
also not pretty.
Yeah.
It's not
it's
pretty.
But we can turn that.
I don't want to show
the
you
same
my
way we do
neatness
trends,
income.
you get.
Mhm.
It's the same way we can turn it into something. I've seen people who have made jokes on TikTok out of the lifestyle they live, and they're showing that this is okay. There's this, Blair emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it.
Now,
Us and the audience don't
Don't know.
know.
We
don't
Why
Yeah,
you just
yeah.
seen him on TikTok? That guy used dark skin always.
Yeah, man.
he's in moves.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
Yeah, you
Hey,
We'll
go
check
make-
him out.
Yeah,
go
we'll
check
check
him
him
out.
out.
TikTok of
He's
him.
in moves. Now,
Okay,
there's this thing, that sound.
Hello,
And
Blair.
I'm a
Hi,
rich
Blair
kid.
emotion.
Where guys would like be showing cars what?
Mhm.
You know that sound, right?
No.
Just a trend. You guys are doing it a while.
We also did.
I'm sorry guys, but it was happening a lot where like it was usually done by rich kids. Like a rich kid, yeah, they play
I think
that
that's
song.
why. That's
They
why.
play that song.
That's why
Be
he
like,
does it.
That's why he knows like
they
trend.
play that song in the background, and then like someone is showing a Bentley or what and what. So he did that trend, but he went to like the taxi park. You
Oh,
get
I remember the song.
yes.
How far?
Something has that one, you get. So like when we went to the taxi park, he was like dubbing conductors, you get. And like it's funny, but he's showing that
This is my
this is the
reality.
reality, man.
Changing the narrative.
This is what we yeah.
So we're going to the trend.
Yeah.
It's a taxi park.
I think it's, but I think also it starts from us here. You get.
Yeah.
And that's why I keep talking about the community. It sounds like a broken record, but then if you can't do it amongst yourselves, guys, do you really think you're going to go on social media and start doing it?
What do you mean?
Like if
Like
amongst
start from
yourselves,
us,
you get.
within
like,
the
We're
system.
not honest.
Yeah, you
about
can't,
the
you can't even
struggle
come and say, man,
that we're
I'm trying to do this thing, and the truth is, man, we're doing cut in the studio, and it feels like sometimes we're just passing time, guys. You know,
Yeah, you're doing
We're
cut on
not
the
doing
studio,
anything.
but sometimes it's like you're passing time.
You get so.
Now we're being honest, right?
Yeah.
What a hack.
So sometimes I think you don't start it from here, but you want to go and do it that side.
Yeah.
That's also an issue. So let's.
But I think also it's so okay. I don't want to put pressure on people to actually show their.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
yeah.
to show behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, be honest.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's not.
Yeah, okay. I understand the honesty bit, right? But then also, honestly speaking, sometimes you also don't want to talk about that
Yeah.
because actually you can't even voice the kinds of like you can't even put into words or even try to
Okay, that's valid.
process how
So I would
you're
ask
actually
them.
feeling at that point.
I would ask them, right? How can we show young people that okay, as a fellow young person,
Mhm.
because you know that one thing that we struggle with as young people is thinking the process is simple. Is thinking if I'm seeing this successful person now, I want that too right now. How do we show young people then the process?
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
So now, the question on the evolution survey, and is that we were under we just RSU like surveyors of Uganda, but this year we are now independent, but like value-wise. under the law. So there's the Ugandan team, then there's something called MX, members of Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors. Now that's like worldwide. So this lecturer came to teach us, and he's like the youngest person to join, and he tells us, and truth be told, with the titles he would have, or we'd say maybe it's like the highest person, it's actually down to earth. And he's telling us, me when I finished, by the way, I slept in my dad's house. I didn't get that final, I didn't get out. And that's maybe somebody you don't want to get out, you know that I've finished as a final, I can't go back to my dad's house. But he stayed and said your starting pay is going to be 200,000. You're going to go to a farm. And truth be told, you think about it that if I wake up today and I don't go to work, will these guys call me? Like, would they feel my presence of me not being around? All they're helping me be at the farm. You come to the farm saying, I've studied, I have a bachelor's. That I need to
That
be,
guarantees.
I need to be paid.
Mm.
like a person who was going to Chambuk, a person who was going to KIU, they all have bachelors. But when you stay around and then you gain experience, you add value, then you have bargaining power.
Yeah.
But we're trying to tell us, you guys think, our lecturers keep on asking us. I remember when you guys told us, the lecturer asked you, how much do you think I'm going to pay you guys when you come out? I said, I can give you that little money, you get me. but that's
You are the chosen,
at least
the chosen generation.
that lecturer tries to tell you,
eh?
you don't have bargaining power because you don't have experience in the field. Come on, do this little, like this is what we call, where you come without getting paid. That internship, people want paid internship. Like, we are all money minded. But at the moment, what value do I bring? Then
So we have to teach guys, like, guys, what value are you actually
bring. I think even
Before
like
you
yes,
think, yeah.
before you think of changing, even like let's say if you're looking at Uganda, before you see Uganda is this, Uganda is that, guys bring problems, but what do I bring to Uganda before I can also
complain about
complain about something? At least
guys here were refusing to clean the streets. Small clean.
Did you clean?
Yes, our area there. Just
Did
that
you
kind
clean?
street of the gate.
Of the gate.
Yeah. That's that
But
street.
I'm going to tell you, like that point of view where there is honesty, and then I love that about the lecture. So by the time you go into the field, you know you're not in this, like so said, the lies that have been told, and that comes down to the career guidance. Engineer, this engineer, that. And I will tell you, Papa, the lecturer, my guy did it, but he's remained on what? On the polls, and he's getting 100K here, he's suffering. But what exactly happened? Probably, yes, he didn't make it, and obviously not everybody who does are possible to make it in life. But we're not saying okay, that's. But after that, I'm going to be in my experience. Yes, this will be my bargaining power. How can I be strategic and take opportunities, the different opportunities that we have? What on that side? That's what I'm trying to tell you. That career guidance is there, yes. And just somebody gave us the career guidance. You gave us the flights, gave us what. But we need people, I think, from the institution also coming to us and telling us what's there.
Okay, not even that. It's like one teacher serving.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, that's the whole point.
And you say that's career guidance. That's a little bit.
Accessibility is also.
So you guys had one.
Because if you can.
Yes, one teacher was in charge of all that.
That was he was in charge of the department.
So
Who also.
but
I
they,
just
but
said-
they used to bring you
And
guys
it wasn't even
from
just as a
outside
career
school.
guidance.
Did they used to bring you guys
When you're in
from
Form
outside
6.
school?
Yeah, we had careers days each year, but it's just a careers day.
Where
So
somebody
it's
can
gonna
do
be-
that.
When you say it like that, actually, just people didn't
Me.
want to
I
enthusiastic
think we're
about
just
it.
different. We just had different experiences. That's why I can't.
No, people didn't see. People were fixed.
But then I also feel like, okay, if we're not talking about career guidance,
We're deeply. We're going to come back to what you're saying. Because the question that you were asking was a very good question. We'll continue with what
yeah,
you're saying.
about career guidance. I also think the way that it was done in high school, they only bring, say, lawyer, engineer, doctor. You don't hear, okay, they brought an influencer, they brought a fashion
They
designer,
don't bring shit.
they brought, they don't bring people that, not necessarily even just the people that are big, but people that even starting out.
Oh, yeah,
I think we
people
need to
starting
hear
out,
stories
yes.
from both people that
I've made it.
have made it and people that are struggling, people that are just starting out.
That's what you're
Right?
saying.
So that's
People
just
that
listening.
have failed.
People that have
That
failed,
really
learn from
you know,
their
that sort of
mistakes.
thing. So that you're hearing all sorts of stories. Because what we see and what we hear is, okay, me, I did this, you know, it makes it look like only corporate or conventional careers make it in life, right? Yet you can bring for us influencers, you can bring for us, like, schools need to be more diverse, like opening up the career doors and showing people that you don't have to go to school to just study this particular thing. But then it brings me back to the other conversation that we had earlier. So if you're not studying those conventional careers, are there courses that, yeah.
There's that. But before you answer the question, maybe you have an answer for that question. Before you go back to the question, you say, what can young people do?
What can young people to do without, if we're not showing you
To know, to
Yeah,
publicly?
make sure you do publicly. I think young people need to realize, right? Okay,
How
there is
do
this
they
whole. They're going to realize it, don't worry. Campus is going to show them, you know why. When you come to campus, it's something that it's something that, that's a better way. That's something that you have to realize that every single first of your life you're learning, right? But there's it's not that campus introduces you to a point of where you are actually pushed to a point where you can actually be alone, right? You actually it stretches now. It stretches the you're now able to see the financial, what can I call it, layers, stratification, what you can afford, what I can afford is different from what Laura can afford.
Yeah.
Normally, you can afford is different from what you can afford.
Yeah.
What you can eat for lunch is different from what you can eat for lunch, right?
Yeah.
And so you find yourself actually, there are people who you hang out with in high school, but you can't afford their lifestyle.
Yeah.
Pushes you to work. It pushes you. It actually, it may even stretch and break relationships or friendships.
Yeah.
But something that I've appreciated from that is that it helped me break the bandwagon mindset. Is that I don't have to think about what is okay. Why? Okay, I might have to think about what people is going to think of me if I do something. I'm talking about moral wise. I'm talking about how much I don't know how much I can hustle, how much I can deliver, right? How, like, you know, this thing that you used to do because it's something that we couldn't do because we were done here. Something that we could go and find ourselves doing because we had that level of pride that we had, that because of the bag that we're wearing.
You know about you guys, man.
It's
Man,
okay.
hustle.
I'll speak for myself.
But yeah, I get it.
But some things that even up to now, some people who cannot do because they have this perception that this is what people are looking, what people expect from me.
Like,
right?
Even this conversation that we were having earlier about honorable job.
Yeah.
And then we're talking about the whole thing of, okay, you wash clothes just to earn a living, just that you're able to you know, sustain yourself. And some like, no, I wouldn't. Because of that sort of.
Yeah,
you have
good
a certain way.
Yes.
You have
very
a
nice
certain
submissions.
image. You have a certain image of yourself that you see. I cannot do this, right? And that may be the limiting factor to actually where you're going to achieve or not achieve.
No, let me get that bit. I don't want to go like circles, right? Because what I feel like I'm going to ask is going to be an unnecessary debate. But still, I find it very important because there are people you will see who will say, and it's not on a moral basis, it's not about morality. Someone will say, man, there are things I will never do. And like for him, he's not saying it from a place of necessarily, I'd rather, no, but he says, I'm going to make sure that I don't have to do that.
Yes.
So like, even an opportunity can come to do certain things. And like, no. You get.
I feel like everyone has,
and maybe this is from a place
depending on their level of everyone has their they're no brainer, like I can't.
But that standard that you have will be, it will not be, I'm not saying that it will limit you or will prevent you from actually achieving success, but it will be a certain boundary that you will not cross to be able to achieve where you want to go.
So right? Just have to
I'm not saying you will
know.
There's no universal standard, right? But I will, in case now, like I'm an entrepreneur, right? Okay, we're both entrepreneurs, right? We both don't have capital, but you have a standard like, no, I cannot go downtown and try to hustle and find like and make at least like a 10K every day, or make like a 20K every day. And you don't have the capital, but you also have it. For example, some people who's on Instagram, okay, she said it is something in a different kind of way that you cannot be, you cannot be broke and not be visible.
Oh yeah, you're too broke not to be
You're too broke not to be visible. But that's what
Hey, Mulenda.
No, I mean.
I know her. She came to Uganda.
Really?
Yes.
Did you go?
I did.
Oh, okay. Kudos to you. But you understand? That's the kind of mindset I'm talking about. That you're too broke to have standard about what you what struggles you cannot do.
That's a big one. That's a big one. You're too broke to be picky.
Hey.
Guys, take that.
But then also, there's some people
that are busy.
There's some people behind the scenes.
We're at the crossroads. The people that have said, we shall be broke, but nowhere.
Which is not a bad thing. You can have standards. And sometimes the way that God works, that even people are like, no, I cannot do that. They find ways and actually do make them.
I think it all comes back to privilege. It all comes back to privilege.
You guys, there to this word privilege. Let's
explain
the word privilege. Which privilege is
there? Get us what privilege is.
It's also behind the scenes. What's the
may I feel someone also tell you that may I feel university is a place maybe to become independent. It's a place to maybe
they want to embrace the struggle.
So where do we find the
middle ground?
The middle ground, because you're going to find that same person who doesn't need to be jumping a lecture to go and hustle. Jumping a lecture to go and hustle.
I feel like people have individual goals and aspirations for themselves, right? Regardless of the fact that we're talking about this being a privilege, and there's people that are also really wealthy can decide, like me, I want to, this is the path that I want to take for myself, these are my aspirations, and I don't want to be dependent on, let's say, my parents that are giving me this sort of money. Everyone has their individual choices. So yes, Some people may be privileged to not need to work, but they want to work so they can create a life for themselves that they want, regardless of their upbringing or their background.
Security they may have.
Yeah,
But
they
do-
want to build their own sort of
There's also,
financial
do you
security.
think we also have to appreciate or acknowledge that part that it's also now just a thing? Like
A
some
trend.
people, I don't call it a trend, but some people, like everyone is just like man.
But then also
Because
because
those are
that's
the
the thing.
But then
That's the
also
thing.
because
Can I-
after uni, you
that's
want
the
to be able
thing.
to sustain yourself, right?
Yeah.
So you're looking at university as the foundation building ground. Like while I'm in uni, okay, let me pursue this, let me pursue that, in the hopes that after university I'll have something to sustain myself. Because most people want to, let's say, move out after university, right? I want to be able to sustain myself. So it's not from a point of I must be doing what everyone is doing, I must be doing what everyone is doing. No. The point is I want to be able to sustain myself after university. So this is where I start. This is where I build a foundation. I may not have it there after university, but I want to have where I can start from. Considering the job market in this country, you're not assured that you'll get a job after university. So what do people do? Let me create a business while I'm in school, get money, save up, put it in a unit trust, then that sort of thing. So I don't think it's okay. I'm speaking for myself. I don't think it's a thing of a trend. I'm trying to be doing what everyone is doing, but I just want to be able to afford the life that I want for myself after university and cut the dependence.
This is the last question maybe I'm going to pose in that particular direction. But do you think also the proof that it's a trend and a bandwagon is also what people delve into? Because you're not going to tell me that you're building sustenance by selling. You know the things people sell. I don't know.
Like
Let me
Yeah,
jump into like perfumes. It's okay.
It's
Say
the
that
guys who
perfumes.
deal in perfumes and make. We know
You
them.
say that perfume.
The guys who deal in it and they actually.
No,
Make
I
things.
don't think it's.
But
Talk about,
this is
talk
not
about,
how.
But you guys.
Yeah.
Have you ever met Hey Handsome?
Huh?
The baby so sweet. So I've never met on campus. Hey Handsome.
She's a graduate, right?
She finished, yes, but she's still there. This is she was even in class.
On a color business
They're
empire.
beautiful.
What is
Hey, that one, yes. Hey Handsome.
Oh,
baby
she sells
beautiful.
sweets.
Yeah, she sells sweets.
How why is the
she-
business called Hey Handsome?
No, that's the way she
That's what
makes
she's like. Hey,
the customer.
handsome.
Hey Handsome, hey beautiful.
That's
I've
her.
never seen her
She
yet.
even comes from Gabo.
I just when the people, that's when the people are not on campus.
I understand.
No,
So for mute, now you.
Handsome, you guys.
But you've seen it.
Yeah.
But you guys.
You build, uh-huh.
So I'm trying to tell you, like, remember when there's a TikTok where they interviewed her and she was trying to make it big.
Yeah. they
So they did.
This is a
And she
business.
said- and she graduated. Like I saw her graduating, I thought she wasn't going to come back, and she's back. You get it? So when you think of something big, and I know that that's not bad, but the advantage we have on us is time. That's why when you set a unit trust right now,
Yeah.
however little you put in, it's not really that the issue that you have is you
Yeah.
have time
Time.
To
do it.
build, yeah.
Yes, to build
Yeah.
that. And that's what you need to do. Apart from the different whatever your parents give you can be sustained. This other thing on campus we have even if you go back home, you realize on campus you have time. And doing this other the gig you're doing or whatever you're doing to get more money is preparing you for the future life when you grow up. You're going to start working, you're going to have a family,
Yeah.
you're going to maybe have a 9 to 5 if it's still happening.
Yeah.
But if you fix on that salary, we have seen it if you only based on fixed
Yeah.
income,
But then also
financially.
to add what you said, like people selling perfume and what, it's not to build sustenance now. Like he said, you be investing, put aside the money that you're earning. Because right now, I think we've had this conversation before about starting,
Yeah.
there's no big business you can start.
Just
What sort
boom.
of capital are you going to, what sort of capital do you have as a student in year one, in year two?
Wow.
Besides people that come
Ah,
from
The privilege.
Guys,
if we're talking about an average unit,
Because it's school,
Average.
just
The
because you have to go to
manzi,
school.
manzi, let's use the word manzi worry.
exactly.
Umuntu wawazi, common person.
Common person.
Hey.
If we're talking about
A
an
common
average
person has a
person,
Yes.
people don't. If we're talking
I
about
can't be again. They're paying me to be here, you guys. I'm not like.
A common person has a
It's
podcast.
not my
if we're talking about
podcast.
an average person,
Yes.
but they don't have the money to start a sustainable business. So what do? They start small businesses. Let me sell perfume. Let me sell bags. Let me sell bags.
Perfume is even
Bags. We sell bags.
sweets.
So.
I told you. The
So
small
if by
profit
the
is
time
like
I'm selling
100
bags, right, the
100
money that
shillings.
I get from that, the small profit that I get from selling bags, we sell bags.
You guys saw that?
Yes,
So bags?
You said going back.
I
And
sure.
yes, we do. We
Is
sell
I
that
went
bags.
to see this business before.
What do you mean? We are going to. Don't worry.
Okay, not your market.
Okay.
Yes.
But this is what.
But we have.
Eh? They are our market. For your girlfriends, for your sisters, please. Us. Anyway, so the small money that we get from selling bags,
Yeah.
you put in a unit trust, you keep
Mm.
building.
Mm.
When you do have enough money to invest
Tell
in
them.
now a sustainable
Yes.
business,
But tell them
So right
sustain-
now,
just sustain
we're
the
not-
podcast. Tell them.
you know.
Tell them.
People get scared. Our
Well, yeah, those are
investor
my two
may not.
I think, okay, the truth is, I realized, and I think also the audience has realized, guys, we shall never.
You guys, let me tell you
But-
something. I think we're looking for a universal kind of.
Answer, response.
Oh, it's just better sharing ideas. We can't force the universe out.
Yes, yes. You want to just change the
It's
narrative.
okay. But let me tell you guys something about me. That my problem when I see you guys start businesses is that I think now your mindset is very good. That you are a business that you're looking at business you're starting as just an income
Way to get-
generator,
Yeah.
right? You just start. You really thinking about something, right?
Mm.
But some people start businesses as a means of trying to maintain a certain lifestyle.
Lifestyle. Yeah, that's true. It happens.
Right? And that is the one. This is the other why I be like you guys. First move slowly.
Mm.
The ones who you get excited by the money, just because you have made a profit of like 500,000, you're like, man, you feel
No,
like
I
as if
can't
you
go
have
to-
some money.
Yeah. I hear you.
500,000, you guys.
And if the money you have can't solve the problems you have.
Eat that.
The guy who told you that,
Take it from another
that guy, you was doing it to make money, to get you guys to go to the place.
So
that
you're
you-
saying that? Okay, I don't know. I don't agree with that. Like if someone can make their money from their
It's
small
popular
business,
amongst your gender.
if I can make money from my small business and I want to use it to sustain my lifestyle, then so
Maybe I
be it.
think the aspect is
But Auntie,
a
at that
lifestyle
moment-
that you don't necessarily
See,
have.
That you
now-
can't
now-
afford actually.
Like you
now-
forcing
now-
yourself.
Now let me tell you.
Oh, okay.
Listen,
That's,
if you build, truth be told, financially you remain stagnant. I don't know if it
no
makes sense.
growth.
Anything that means. you
But
want
that's
to
now
put-
another conversation on financial.
Auntie, but that's what I'm trying to tell you.
It's campus.
Looking at it three ways. Campus, you
How
receive
did
the
you
money
reach
your parents give you.
Mm.
You start building
Mm.
something small, passive, and then you also build in yourself a skill that you can use other than the different.
Yeah.
the
Talk
soft
about this
skills.
skill, you guys.
What is the skill?
No, no,
Not like you
You guys are one is a
You guys
photographer.
have
You know that.
interesting
Great.
skills. You
Yes,
have.
That's why
Yeah.
we are the
Soft
place.
skills, communication skills. What I'm trying to tell you.
But you guys.
Okay, now look.
Comedian.
Live. Whatever course we are doing here.
Yeah.
Regardless maybe of the podcast right now, when we have to practice communication skills or prepare
Public
speak
speaking
yes,
or-
public speaking,
Yeah.
story speaking, and then we started doing videography, editing, all those different. Now when we start a business or somebody has a business, it's something you can do alongside maybe in your free time that you can do.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're getting it. Or the different networks you're going to make with this. That can also be your asset right now in campus. So regardless of what you're studying, there's something else you can come up with, like co-curricular activities which weren't really
Taught in
emphasis.
school
Yes.
or yeah.
You can do
Career
it.
guide is right.
Eh?
Career
The career guide is
They told
the-
us.
no, they told-
Academics is the main
Ah,
goal.
exactly.
Academics is the
Key to success.
And which is not bad. I realize.
We're still
but-
looking for
but
that.
you realize in our school, if you didn't have any academics, you couldn't mention yourself anywhere.
True.
Just be
But
there.
that's
How about
the
we
thing.
doing sports?
That's the thing. If you
That's
didn't
so
have
bad.
academics,
That's the thing. Okay, understand what it did for us, right? That you realize that people who became even bigger giants that they could do academics and they could do sports and they
yes,
were
but what?
Come on, some of those
Exact.
guys.
I know it did that.
They're
But
not
also,
category.
people who maybe could know
Alright,
it.
alright, let me tell you.
People who maybe could know it. Now,
Alright,
somebody
yes.
struggling again, man.
And you
But that be the good thing I chapel.
but remember, even when
Could have
you
made a
say if you
career.
determine the potential of a fish by its ability to climb a tree, the whole time it will think it's down.
And that's what they did to us.
So
I
some
hear
of
you.
us-
That's valid. I hear you.
you get it. That's what happened. Now you see when I told you about my friend who you saw and you say this guy is already seeing that I can actually solve and she's a problem solver. And you realize his results came and said, I know maybe I'm not be good in books, I'll do what I can, but I know maybe leadership is my thing, that's something I can do. And somebody gonna look at leadership is something I can actually do lead people. And you see people who you can be sharp, yes, you're actually sharp, talented, but when you push in the field, you cannot be the most practical person, or you don't even have public speaking skills. A person is sharp, but he cannot pass on his knowledge. He's sharp, but he cannot, I don't know, work with
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And you have your books and what, you just remain dead there.
Yeah.
You get it? So we try to balance all that, and maybe we have all these different things. So maybe there are three things I'm saying. The side gig you must have it. I would say you must have it, but not that pressure kind of thing. Let's have something to aside I can be able to do. Maybe keeping income that I'm putting there,
That's
you
also
need
from
trust.
a place of privilege.
But
The fact
okay,
that-
I have
no,
privilege.
no, yeah. Like
What?
the fact that you can say
Yeah.
you can do a side gig without pressure
Okay,
is a
she's right.
privileged thing to say.
She's right.
Because someone
Some
else
actually
Think
think
of it
it's
as
a
Yeah.
survival, right?
It's
It's a survival.
survival.
Okay, yes, I know.
Yeah.
Because now you see the issues. The person who's that's what I'm trying to do. The person who's doing a gig to sustain himself is in a matrix. Like he
Yeah.
has to do it.
And Bambi, don't blame the person in the matrix.
I obviously I don't say
You don't blame the person.
I'm just telling you you have to be aware of what's happening. That
Yeah.
when
Like,
something
you don't just
happens,
be in a situation and you don't actually know that.
yes,
It's
you
not
know.
bad to be in the matrix.
Ah, that's still as
It's not actually in the
It's not
matrix.
bad.
Who
You're
is-
in the matrix.
Ah,
All
no,
of
no,
you
no.
are.
Let me tell you something.
Matrix is not just.
These people.
But it's when we're talking about the Matrix.
Okay,
But
you
Maybe-
guys.
But once we're in a different matrix, they're also in a
Let me tell you
different
guys
matrix.
something.
no,
Let me tell you guys something.
Matrix isn't just the system. It's
Mm.
the like your
The
mental. You
mentality.
You can be going through the same education system,
Mm.
but you have a level of awareness. You get.
Yes.
Like this is what we are going through. You get.
Yeah, I hear you.
You're sort of stepped out because this way you can't run away. Guys, like
Okay.
sincerely. For example, you can say, "I want to do something more practical. What is my life?" But you don't have the money to do it.
Yeah.
So you do have to take the school. The school
Okay.
grace, you get.
Mm.
But there's a level of awareness you have.
Zanzibar.
Anyway, guys.
Pastor, I don't know what we're talking about today.
But
So we talked about campus,
everything.
we
It's
talked about
generally
the gap
university
year.
talk.
Gap year,
Yeah, the
university, gigs.
I just want to give you guys a chance.
Who would have taken a gap year, you guys?
I wouldn't have.
I wouldn't.
I don't know.
I would have.
I don't
I'm
think it
thankful
would
that
have done
my
me a big difference.
myself last year didn't take a gap year.
I'm also thankful.
Like maybe I would have wanted it at that point.
Mm.
I'm thankful I didn't
I don't
take
know
it.
if you take, you take. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
Like you know the path that would have happened in that gap year. So
No.
don't say.
That will take us a whole conversation
Mm.
on fate. Because whether you take or what,
We have
That's
to
your-
Then also people have to be content, right?
we have to retire.
Yeah.
Okay, but if
we have to retire.
okay,
Where?
looking at it, we should look
The
at the
conversation.
positivity of
Really?
everything. Look at the
You can't
positivity
say
of
people
everything.
still want. Why don't you want to watch us? You can't continue watching us.
Some people have
Curfews.
curfews.
curfew.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But otherwise, guys,
Curfews?
Yeah.
Our podcast is up. Our watches up.
I might chill to the game.
I actually wanted to give you guys a chance, like to give your 2 cents on how you change the narrative in this conversation. But you guys, you've said
We do it. No, we do it.
We do
Linda
it.
wants to
You
do
guys,
it.
you have more to say. You have more to say.
I don't have more to say,
Yeah.
but what I'd say, especially to
That's crazy.
There
I don't have
there is
much
not
to
much
say,
to
but
say,
what I would
but
say-
what I would say.
It's fine. It's fine.
yeah, I don't have more to say, but I
It's
would
a safe
say,
space. I told you guys a safe
It's a
space.
safe
Oh,
space.
okay, cool. Open up.
Yeah, please.
yeah, what I'd say is be patient. Life is not linear. If what you're doing now is not working, it will find itself. So your life is not linear, and just be patient with yourself. Like everything works out in the end.
Yeah.
You must want to say something.
This is something. This is the first thing. I'm still looking for what I'm going to say.
Well, just sense I can
The
say.
unauthenticity.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
my two cents are going to be what we have before us is time. You're getting it. Don't be scared to fail. Actually fail as much as you can.
Okay, it's over.
It's,
They're still in my 2 cents.
You refuse to speak.
Continue,
Don't be scared.
continue,
Fail. Fail as much as you can, but I want us to look at failure at a different perspective. Not that I've failed, but I've learned that you can do something differently than what you did. Like at least you know from zero,
Yeah.
you're aware of what has actually happened, and I can do something better. And saying, "Oh, my work went into vain," and thinking that everything went well. Life, as she had said, is not linear, but be positive about it. That's usually my percent.
Okay. I think mine's going to go to like the guys who are fresh in campus, right?
Pressure.
I don't want to speak. I don't know. I'm speaking as if I've spent here so much time. But anyway, the freshers, the guys who are like, but I think it's so applies for still.
Can I
You want to add something? You want to say something?
Those
You want to say hi to
guys
your
who are-
friend?
those guys who are bold, who have given us some names.
Mama,
Probably dancing.
you give us your 2 cents. Otherwise, we shall never
You give
end.
us your 2 cents.
Yeah.
Whenever they
You're
say.
behind us.
Mhm.
What I can say is that campus, okay, I've been able to experience campus is that you don't have to really do what everyone else is doing, right? You don't have to succumb to everyone's pressures and what everyone's expectations are of you. I think something that we have on campus that, oh, we have to do this, we have to network, we have to look for our money, we we have to do this and this. We do, but do we really have to?
Privileged.
You don't have such pressure.
What something?
For the privilege.
Let me tell you something.
Tell
Let me tell you
him for the
something.
privilege.
It is.
Yes,
Let me
yes.
tell you something. Let me tell you something.
It is.
Let me tell you something.
I don't want.
I'm not negating the benefits of all these things, right? But to succumb to the pressure that I have to do this, I have to do this, I'm not saying they're not beneficial, but it's not, you don't no one's holding at gunpoint to go for every single event to network, to go and network with the rich kids, to go and manipulate yourself in leadership, to go, like you see, there's so much important. You have to be a leader, and you have to be humble, then you have to network, then you have to look for money in town, then you have to have perfect grades. The thing is that campus can be so overstimulated. Everyone wants a piece of you, everything wants a piece of you, right? So what I'm trying to say is release the pressure of having to. I think in high school you could actually please everything, right? You could be good at academics, you could be humble, but campus.
Let me look at you the way you
Shut up.
seems you could do all those things.
Shut
You could
I'm
do
trying to
this.
give my 2 cents.
You
I
could
don't
just
have to give my 2 cents.
Just let him give his 2 cents.
So in high school maybe you could do this,
Yeah.
but campus, let me tell you something. People want you to go out. People want you to wake up early. People want you like. Okay.
I'm looking for those people.
I understand what you're saying.
My
I
2
understand what
cents.
you're
You
saying.
listen.
I apologize.
You listen.
I apologize.
Maybe you don't understand. You understand when you're on a border going home. So there are expectations on you to do to want to be everything, right? I think just release the pressure and really think about exactly what actually you want and have the boldness to
I
be
think
like,
that's easier said than done.
it can be
You
done.
want to start
The
another
fact
conversation,
that-
huh?
It can be done. man.
It
Let me
can.
finish his 2
It can be
cents,
done.
please.
It can be done.
Let
It can be
him
done,
finish his 2
right?
cents.
It's okay to disappoint people. Don't disappoint. Okay, depends on parents that you have. Don't you disappoint your parents. Don't they bring home good
And it's
grades.
okay to disappoint your parents.
It's also
It's just a privilege to say that. But yes, I understand.
It's
Yes, I understand.
Let me
But I understand your point.
Today's episode is called
sometimes,
privilege.
There's a lot of pressure.
what your parents want for you
Is
is not
not
something
that you want.
that you want for yourself.
Yeah.
It's also not something maybe you're ready for.
Have you prepared your parents to disappoint them? Have you prepared them? Have you told them like,
Yeah.
man, it's
Yeah.
not good. Bring them a first class.
2 cents.
Not
2
even
cents.
just
2 cents of
Two
But man, get my
cents.
2 cents. My 2 cents.
You
Okay.
free yourself.
I'm
Free
not
yourself.
finished back 2 cents.
Hold
Free
on.
yourself.
I don't let me
Yes.
finish my 2 cents. Okay.
That's
And then one last thing.
Yes, every.
One last thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, be you.
Ah,
That's
oh,
what you want to say the whole time.
yeah, wrong.
People don't chat, people what?
I don't know. I think, for me, to be honest, and I'm very grateful that people have made at law school and are teaching me this dynamic. It's okay to.
I mean,
Different people buy that way.
Have you
It's-
see what
The liberal person. I'm not a liberal person.
Yeah. Let me tell you, something law school teaches you so much from day one is to question your beliefs. Like, there are things you would never question until you enter law school. We have guys know we have Juco. Guys who know Juco. Like, Juco is so instigating as a lecturer if you are a Christian. The things he says, the way he supports LGBT, like, it instigates you so much.
yeah.
But what I mean is, it's okay sometimes to question like yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's once in a while, sit down and question yourself in the sense of okay, but doing this, like we are talking about passions today and everything. Me, I'm guys now, been very passionate about law, like for a while.
Do what you're passionate about. Even remember the passionate side.
But the way I came to do it was quite a rocky ground. Because for 2 years I sat in the PCM class. You get
We're glad to have you.
before coming here. So I think
such in the PCM class.
BC.
Bro, yes.
That's GCT.
guys, relax. But I think I'm learning. Wow, I'm learning more and more. I think to be flexible. Me as me, I know myself. For example, even here, before the semester begins, I already have a layout of how my semester
Yes,
is.
sorry. I tell you guys,
You get.
privilege. That's what I'm
This
privilege.
is a privilege, man.
Call it what you want. Call it what you want. But
Call it what
I'm
you
that kind of person. You get.
Yes,
Yeah, I
I'm
believe
using words
I
out
need
of
to.
the
Every
I need
day
to
is
see
a
how my
plan.
semester
Yeah,
runs.
yeah.
I need to see how my semester runs. But sometimes it makes me so rigid to actually accepting that guys, come on, you shouldn't.
Overplan.
Overplan and kill yourself. You get. It's good on the weekend. Go out and have fun. Do ABC. You know.
Zanzibar.
That's part of
Thank you,
campus. I think for the people that are on campus, and it's something they should be able to acknowledge that this is what actually learning entails. That you're going to reach there, and your
The plan will
beliefs,
ground.
even besides Christianity, are going to be questioned.
Yeah.
You know, and rather than fold, because we have seen such scenarios where people
Force
fold
it.
and just, you know, things become so hard for them. Allow yourself to actually see, okay, maybe there's something here that I'm not seeing. Okay, there's that statement against that put that because you're more serious in life doesn't mean you're going to make it. You get, you can be so serious and things, and that's what really usually builds resentment. And people get angry and be like, how come so many did? I put in time, I was in library the whole time, that person who wasn't. And those things happen even at low school, guys. Someone looks and they're like, but for me I did it, or you get, and things didn't happen. And this lady shared that's her story. I don't remember her name exactly. She came for the emerald,
Right?
Yeah.
And they were here jazzing from
And she said she was so focused. So she actually passed the LBC wonderfully, and she was still able to be a little free. You get.
Yeah.
So for me, that's it from my side. That guys, don't die.
Go to that bite.
I'm not deciding to be going to the bar,
Don't
but
die.
something I'm not okay.
Live
Live life.
Yeah.
Live life.
Don't make it.
In your budget.
Sometimes, not always, but
Budget to you.
No, in your
no, I won't lie.
Yeah.
Your
No, I won't lie.
budget.
Sometimes you have to. You
But I
can't
think
step
you
out.
already established
Yesterday
that.
we saw that.
Sit at school.
We had a plan of money. We reached there. The guy threw us clothes. We said, "You bring," and we took.
Privilege.
Out of
Yeah,
the
that's
budget.
privilege.
But yes,
It
I
is
think
good.
that's
It is.
about it. Let's get to the studio, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you've been able to see how we are changing the narrative in all this. But we shall meet again. I think how many Fridays? How many Saturdays? A month? Shall meet again. Thank you.